It's using an energy field and what we probably would say is electrogravitic, whether it is a mix of an ancient human extraterrestrial.
Deep in Colombia, an object was found that simply should not exist. It's called the Buga Sphere, and it's a seamless metallic marvel that has baffled scientists. Now, new information from researcher Doctor Steven Greer is turning this mystery into a potential bombshell. He's sharing what is described as radiocarbon proof, dating the object to a time before any known human civilization.
They don't have any AI, any kind of fakery there. And then we know that the sphere was really flying or levitating and finally came down.
To put it mildly, we are talking about a piece of advanced engineering that existed during the Ice Age. This isn't just a discovery, it's a direct challenge to the official story of humanity, an artifact before time. This discovery alone was enough to generate intense speculation, but the story took a dramatic turn when Dr. Steven Greer, a controversial but highly influential figure in the disclosure movement, entered the picture. Greer, known for his decades-long quest to reveal what he claims are government secrets about extraterrestrial life, announced that his team had acquired radiocarbon proof related to the sphere. The results were staggering. Organic resin-like material found attached to the sphere was dated to be over 12,000 years old. To put that into perspective, that's more than 7,000 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza was built and 6,000 years before Stonehenge. It places the object in a time when, according to mainstream history, humanity was living in the Stone Age, armed with little more than flint tools and primitive hunting weapons. What many overlooked in the initial excitement was the sheer impossibility of this claim. The existence of a perfectly engineered, multi-layered metallic orb from 12,000 years ago doesn't just challenge our historical timeline, it shatters it. It suggests that a civilization with a mastery of metallurgy, physics, and advanced manufacturing existed on Earth during the last Ice Age. This is a concept that conventional science has long dismissed as fantasy. The thing nobody tells you is that if this single piece of evidence holds up, it means our entire understanding of human development is fundamentally flawed. The sphere's internal structure, revealed through non-invasive scans, only deepened the mystery. Inside its flawless shell lay a complex arrangement of up to 18 smaller microspheres, all surrounding a central core that some observers described as a chip-like nucleus. The intricate internal wiring and design were unlike anything seen before. This wasn't just a metal ball, it appeared to be a functional device. Reports from independent researchers who had brief access to the sphere claimed it exhibited bizarre physical properties, including a noticeable cooling effect on its immediate environment and, most incredibly, a variable inertia, meaning its resistance to being moved seemed to change under certain conditions. Dr. Greer and his supporters argue that these are the hallmarks of a technology far beyond human origin, or at the very least from a lost chapter of human history that was far more advanced than we can imagine. For Greer, the Buga Sphere is a smoking gun, a tangible piece of evidence that corroborates his long-held assertions about advanced technologies being suppressed from the public. He believes it is a relic of a pre-cataclysmic civilization or an extraterrestrial probe, and that its appearance now is no accident. He suggests it is part of a larger, unfolding disclosure event. Of course, the scientific community met these claims with immediate and heavy skepticism. To put it mildly, the idea of using radiocarbon dating for such a purpose is highly controversial. Carbon-14 dating works by measuring the decay of a carbon isotope in organic, once-living matter. It cannot be used to date inorganic materials like metal directly. Therefore, the proof relies entirely on the attached resin. Critics argue that the resin could be a simple case of environmental contamination. The sphere could have, at some point, come into contact with ancient organic material, leading to a misleading date. However, proponents counter that the way the resin was bonded to the sphere suggests it was part of its original state, making the date a valid, if indirect, indicator of the object's true age. The Buga Sphere has become a new centerpiece in the ongoing debate over out-of-place artifacts, objects that seem to appear in the wrong time and place in the archaeological record. It stands alongside other famous enigmas like the Antikythera mechanism, a complex astronomical computer from ancient Greece, and the Baghdad battery, a 2,000-year-old clay pot that appears to be a galvanic cell. These objects hint that our ancestors may have been far more sophisticated than we give them credit for. The Buga Sphere, however, takes this idea to an entirely new level, suggesting a technological leap not of centuries but of many millennia. The questions it raises are as profound as they are unsettling. The initial dating has created a clear dividing line. On one side are those who see this as undeniable proof of a hidden history, a paradigm-shifting discovery. On the other are those who see it as a classic example of pseudoscience, a misinterpretation of data fueled by a desire to believe. But as more tests are planned, the world watches. Could this sphere truly be a message from our deepest past? A glimpse of alien technology. The incredible age suggested by the radiocarbon dating of the Buga Sphere immediately forces us into a realm of speculative history, a world filled with forgotten civilizations and ancient mysteries. You see, if a technology this advanced existed 12,000 years ago, it couldn't have been created in a vacuum. It would have required a society with immense knowledge, resources, and organization. This is where the story of the Buga Sphere connects with the tantalizing theory of a lost, high-tech human civilization. Many people are crazy about this idea, popularized by stories of Atlantis or Lemuria, a society that reached a technological peak before being wiped out by a global cataclysm. What many overlooked is that this idea isn't just fantasy. There are genuine archaeological puzzles that hint at a much older, more complex past for humanity. Take Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. This site, dated to over 11,000 years ago, features massive, intricately carved stone pillars weighing many tons, arranged in complex circular structures. It was built by people who were supposedly hunter-gatherers, yet it displays a level of architectural and artistic sophistication that shouldn't have been possible until thousands of years later. The thing nobody tells you is that Göbekli Tepe proves that large-scale organized construction projects were happening long before the invention of agriculture or writing. Could the creators of Göbekli Tepe also be the creators of the Buga Sphere? It's a fascinating thought. Perhaps they were part of a global civilization whose achievements have been almost entirely erased by time. Geological evidence confirms that the end of the last ice age, around the time the Buga Sphere was allegedly created, was a period of catastrophic climate change. Melting glaciers caused sea levels to rise by hundreds of feet, flooding vast coastal areas where such a civilization might have lived. This could explain why we find so few traces of them. Their cities and outposts may now lie deep beneath the ocean. The Buga Sphere, being incredibly durable, might be one of the few artifacts to survive. However, another, even more mind-bending possibility exists. What if the sphere wasn't made by humans at all? Dr. Steven Greer is a firm believer that humanity is not alone, and for him, the Buga Sphere is a prime candidate for an extraterrestrial artifact. The technology described, seamless manufacturing, internal microspheres, and potential gravity-manipulating properties, aligns perfectly with what one might expect from a civilization capable of interstellar travel. An object that can alter its own inertia would represent a breakthrough in propulsion technology that is still theoretical for us. To put it mildly, it's a piece of hardware that screams, "Not from around here." This theory also attempts to explain the sphere's mysterious arrival. If it was an alien probe or a data-gathering device, it might have been intentionally deployed or accidentally dropped into our atmosphere. Reports of other strange metallic orbs falling in various locations around the world in 2025 have fueled speculation that this could be part of a coordinated ongoing event. And you can see this everywhere in online forums and discussion groups where people are trying to connect the dots between these strange occurrences. The Buga Sphere may not be a singular event, but the first piece of a much larger puzzle that is being laid out before our very eyes. The scientific community, however, remains deeply divided. For every proponent of these extraordinary theories, there is a skeptic demanding more rigorous, repeatable evidence. The debate is not just about the sphere itself, but about the very nature of proof. For skeptics, the lack of a clear, verifiable chain of custody for the sphere, combined with the controversial dating method, makes the entire story suspect. They argue that it could be a highly sophisticated modern hoax created with advanced techniques like 3D printing or magnetic molding to appear seamless. But if it is a hoax, the level of effort and technological skill involved would be almost as impressive as the real thing. The most shocking fact is that regardless of its true origin, the Buga Sphere has become a powerful symbol. It represents the clash between established historical narratives and the persistent nagging feeling that there is more to our past than we know. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions and to consider possibilities that stretch the limits of our imagination. The truth is still out there, waiting to be confirmed or debunked. A message across time. As the scientific community grapples with the Buga Sphere, a deeper question emerges for those willing to entertain its incredible possibilities. What was its purpose? If it is indeed a 12,000-year-old artifact from an advanced civilization, whether human or extraterrestrial, it was likely created for a reason. You see, an object of such complexity isn't just a decorative trinket. It's a piece of functional technology. But what function could it possibly serve? One compelling theory is that the Buga Sphere is a form of ancient data storage, a kind of cosmic hard drive designed to survive for eons. The chip-like nucleus and the intricate internal wiring could be part of a system for holding vast amounts of information. The thing nobody tells you is that if this is true, the sphere could contain the history, science, and culture of a lost world. Imagine being able to unlock the knowledge of a civilization that existed during the Ice Age. It would be the greatest archaeological discovery in human history, providing answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask yet. This idea of a message across time is a powerful one. Many people are crazy about the idea that our ancestors, or perhaps alien visitors, left behind clues for us to find once we reached a certain level of technological maturity. The geometric precision of ancient sites like the pyramids of Giza, their alignment with celestial bodies, and the mathematical constants embedded in their design have long fueled speculation that they hold a hidden meaning. The Buga Sphere, with its advanced physics and potential information storage, fits perfectly into this narrative. Perhaps its activation or the deciphering of its contents requires a level of understanding we are only now beginning to achieve. Another possibility is that the sphere is a power source. The reported cooling effect could be a byproduct of some unknown energy generation process. To put it mildly, a compact, portable device capable of producing significant energy from an unknown source would be revolutionary. It could be a battery, a miniature reactor, or something far more exotic. If an ancient civilization possessed such technology, it would explain how they were able to build massive megalithic structures with such precision. The movement of multi-ton stones at sites like Göbekli Tepe or Pumapunku in Bolivia has long puzzled engineers, and a portable high-energy source would provide a potential solution. The extraterrestrial theory also offers intriguing possibilities for the sphere's purpose. It could be a navigational beacon, part of a galactic positioning system for visiting spacecraft. Or perhaps it's a terraforming device designed to subtly alter the environment over long periods. The most shocking fact to consider is that if other similar spheres are indeed appearing globally, they might be forming a network, working in concert for a purpose we cannot yet comprehend. Are they observing us? Are they preparing the planet for something? The silence from official channels on these other reported orbs is deafening to those in the disclosure community. What many overlooked is the personal human element of this discovery. For Dr. Steven Greer, this isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's the culmination of a lifelong mission. He has faced ridicule and opposition for decades, yet has steadfastly maintained that humanity is at a critical juncture and that the truth about our place in the cosmos must be revealed. The Buga Sphere, in his view, is a catalyst for this global awakening. It's a tangible physical object that people can see and, if the evidence holds, provides the undeniable proof he has been seeking. As we await the final verdict from more advanced testing, the world holds its breath. Will metallurgical analysis confirm an impossible alloy? Will attempts to activate the device reveal its true function? Or will it be exposed as the most elaborate hoax ever conceived? And you can see this everywhere. The anticipation is building. The Buga Sphere represents a crossroads. One path leads back to our familiar, comfortable history. The other leads to a past and a future that is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever dared to imagine. Could it be proof of a lost civilization or a message from the stars? What do you believe? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown.